Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's another two-pot day. My goodness. Good thing coffee's good for you. Thank you for joining me. My goodness. Got some news coming in. I want to thank Abel so much for sending me the link to this court case. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming forward and exposing the abuse you suffered. And not a lot of men will do that. So thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it and your bravery and, wanting to get some justice. And I hope you can get some justice. I hope you can get every penny you can from Watchtower. And I want to thank the retired lawyer that gave me this summary. They read through the documents and was kind enough to write up a summary for me. And I'm going to put the link down below to the County of Fresno, California court. And you may remember a while back I did a video about the Sheriff's Department raiding a Kingdom Hall for their files and documents and stuff. Well, that's this case. It has been filed now. The case number is 23CECG00025. And like I said, I will put the link down below. And when you go to that link, you do a smart search and you put in that case number. So, every county is a little bit different. All right. Abel Perez versus Watchtower Bible Tract Society of New York, Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, the Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, Roberto Perez and Nina Perez, his parents. This report serves as a summary for the case referenced above. Now, I do have permission to share this summary. I will have it on our website along with the link to this court case with the case number so that you can go grab this summary. This report does not constitute legal advice, a legal opinion, or conclusion. Please refer back to the court documents for clarification or questions regarding any summarized matters. All events specified and parties identified within this document are alleged and accordingly should be considered allegations and not fact until determined by the finder of fact. Please note, some of the content of this report may be distressing. Discretion is recommended. Plaintiff Abel Perez, pro se, is Latin for self or in one's own behalf. So he has filed this case himself. I don't know why. I didn't want to ask him. And I hope that after this court case goes through that we can interview him, because I know he can't discuss an ongoing court case. So hopefully. Defendants: Watchtower Bible Tract Society of New York, Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, the Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, his parents, and then does 1 through 100 exclusive. And that's how a lot of these cases, so that you can add a name if you need to, like elders or congregation. The complaint is for negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, violation of Penal Code 182, civil battery, negligent infliction of emotional distress. Application. This application was filed on the 28th of February 2023 by the plaintiff in the Superior Court of California, County of Fresno. The plaintiff, Abel, was raised by Jehovah's Witness parents in Fresno County. He is one of 6 children. Paragraphs 1 to 43 summary. Paragraph 1 to 10 of the first amended complaint, the document, addresses the facts relating to the defendant parties and why it is proper to lodge this application within the Fresno County jurisdiction. The application asserts that it is suitable as this is the physical location in which the alleged events occurred. Paragraph 11 to 16 of the document provides a summary of the theocratic arrangements, manuals, and policies of the Watchtower Bible Tract Society, Pennsylvania, Watchtower P. Paragraph 17 to 43 sets out the relevant facts relating to the alleged abuse that occurred, resulting in this claim being lodged by the plaintiff. This section outlines what abuse occurred and Nina and Roberta's alleged justification for this abuse. See Hebrews 12 verse 6. Exhibits 1, 3, 4, and 9 through 10 referenced paragraph 17 to 43. Exhibit 1, extract of the affidavit submitted by Don Adams, Assistant Secretary, Treasurer of the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of New York, in the Bonham, Texas legal case in paragraph 12. The exhibit affidavit extract states, to implement their decisions, the governing body uses a hierarchical organization together with corporate entities, when appropriate, to accomplish its worldwide work of teaching and declaring the good news of God's established kingdom. The principal corporation used by the governing body is the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania. Parentheses, see organized to accomplish our ministry, page 26. Exhibit 2, photograph depicting a Mexican leather cattail horsewhip in paragraph 23. Exhibit 3, photograph depicting facial injury to plaintiff, paragraph 35. Exhibit 4 and 5, photographs depicting lower limb injury to plaintiff's sibling, paragraphs 26 and 27. Exhibit 9 and 10, declaration of Raymond and Corrine of plaintiff in which each sibling outlines abuse that they suffered at the hands of Nina and Roberto. The nature of the abuse displays across the spectrum of abuse, including sexual abuse, extreme physical abuse, emotional abuse, and deprivation of basic rights, food and clothing. The abuse occurred from infancy. Horrible. Disgusting. Each sibling declares their attempt to contact the Watchtower Bible Tract Society, unspecified which branch, asking for help with the abuse forthcoming. Exhibit 10, paragraph 7. Further information will be provided later in the report regarding these exhibits. Paragraphs 44 to 61 summary. This section of the document provides an outline of the alleged reports made by the plaintiff and or his siblings to representatives of the Watchtower. The table below summarizes the timeline of reporting efforts made by the siblings. And they've got the timeline. This person who did this document for us has made like a table of a timeline. Like I said, it will be on our website. The table below summarizes timeline events that occurred since Roberto and Nina's disfellowshipping announcements. Exhibit 6 through 8 reference paragraphs 43 to 61. Exhibit 6, letter from Nina to daughter Veronica, a sibling of Abel, the plaintiff. The letter appears to be an apology. However, after the first paragraph, Nina proceeds to berate her for things that she did as a teenager, to remind her that she is not your dad's favorite and that he is crushed at heart with your behavior. This makes me so angry. To his criteria, no one should disrespect and dishonor the parents. Well, if they're abusive, they don't deserve respect. And I can say that because the abuse I suffered at my father's hand, physical abuse, he doesn't deserve any respect. She further reminds her daughter that the truth be told, as a child you were uncooperative, you always hated me, and you have no respect for the mother that brought you into this world. This letter appears to have been written in 2015, although the letter is undated. Exhibit 7. A second letter from Nina to daughter Veronica. She states, "My purpose in writing you this letter is an attempt to make peace with you." Shortly after this opening, she then says, "You had me disfellowshipped with lies, and that was not enough for you. Still, you and Zulema came here on Saturday, June 27, 2015, to slander me on my front porch. Do you think no one else heard you? Do you actually think no one else heard you?" So then goes on to say, I'm counting on you to turn this scandal around. Search your heart. You know I have been sick all my life since before I married your dad. Exhibit 7, a third letter from Nina to her daughter Veronica. This letter is dated May 2016. She states, I told you I was sorry for checking you. I did not examine you or molest you. I will tell you again, it was stupid of me. I accidentally slapped you once and disciplined you with a denim strap. And if I was in the wrong, please forgive me. She also stated, it's time to act your age. You are a grown woman and you should be able to reason. Philippians 4:5. Some of the statements from the second letter were also repeated again. Paragraph 62 to 85 summary. This section of the document addresses the doctrinal teaching of the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. This includes an explanation of their teaching children to paragraph 63. Fear the outside world. The worldly authorities are controlled by Satan. Reproaches brought on God by taking matters to outsiders. Independent thinking is wrong. Be submissive and obedient to church leaders. Oh my goodness. This section then illustrates how the teachings outlined above develops the control that the Watchtower Bible Tract Society has on its members and how this control affects children. It is asserted that this control and teaching creates a duty of care relationship between Watchtower and the children in the congregation. Paragraph 68. This responsibility is referred to as a special relationship in Doe versus Roman Catholic Archbishop of L.A. 2021. And then they have the court notations. Paragraph 79 of the document states the position of the plaintiff very simply. Watchtower creates a special relationship by teaching children to depend on church leaders. Yeah, obey them no matter what. The document references other relevant cases: Conte versus Watchtower, Lopez versus Watchtower, JW versus Watchtower, People versus Pencava. And then brackets, prosecuted for not mandatory reporting. And we all know about that one. The final paragraph, 85 of this section, the point is highlighted that in recent child abuse cases, Watchtower has consistently been fined rather than cooperate with the discovery process in relation to document pertaining to child abuse. E.g., Padron versus Watchtower, JW versus Watchtower. Paragraphs 86 to 130 summary. This section of the document outlines the causes of action. These are summarized in the table below. And they have a table: negligence, intentional inflection, civil, same thing we mentioned at the beginning. Exhibits 11 through 18 reference paragraphs 62 to 130. Exhibit 11, Declaration of Abel Perez, Plaintiff, on Watchtower Framework of Indoctrination, expansion on discussion in paragraph 11 to 16. Exhibit 12, Assessment of the Jehovah's Witness using the BITE model. And like Mike and I mentioned, we add an S to the end of that, meaning sanitizing their history. Exhibit 13 to 18, imagery published by Watchtower demonstrating how Watchtower controls children as discussed in paragraph 63. It's abuse. It's abuse. It may not be physical abuse all the time, but it's definitely spiritual and psychological. And fear. Oh my goodness, the fear they indoctrinate kids with. Exhibit 20, a copy of a letter dated July 1st, 1989 to the elders, body of elders in the United States from Watchtower Bible Tract Society of New York. This letter instructs elders to stall authorities and contact Watchtower legal department as soon as possible in the face of police warrants, subpoenas, amongst other items. Paragraph 131, the plaintiff has demanded that this matter be heard by jury trial. Prayer for relief. Paragraphs 133, 134. The plaintiff Abel seeks damages, cost, interest, statutory civil penalties according to law, punitive damages against all defendants. Further resources for legal terms referenced in this report: negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and violation of Penal Code 182. And then they have the reference number, and you can go to the bottom of the page and there are links to all of this discussed. So thank you very much, everybody, for this information, and many thanks to the person that prepared this document, because it almost makes me sound intelligent. And that's why it's always great to have someone who is familiar with legalities and these legal documents, because it's difficult to read through legalese for us that don't have a legal background. A lot of these I can't even pronounce the Latin words. So like I said, I'm going to have the link to this on our website. And I also want to mention something else real quick. I would like to clarify my video that I had done yesterday, and I changed the title because I wasn't attacking any XJWs for using our clips. I'm sorry if anybody took that as such. I was only trying to warn YouTube creators that YouTube is cracking down on their copyright strikes. And it's interesting because just a couple of hours after my video had gone up, another channel on YouTube, an XJW, they put up a video saying I got a copyright strike for using a news clip from the Hamburg, Germany incident. And so that's what I was trying to do, is just warn all of you, be careful. And I wanted to clarify that the copyright strike we received was on one of Watchtower's videos, and it wasn't from Watchtower. It was from, it was one of those like stock music companies, and it was for the background music that was on a Watchtower video. So that told me that Watchtower is still buying worldly music to put in their videos. But do you see what this does now? Because they do that, and we go to put the clip of the Watchtower video on our video, and guess what? It's not Watchtower's music, and it's not our music, so then YouTube gives us the copyright strike. So that's why I was trying to say, just be careful out there. And speaking of being careful, I just want to mention that there's a lot of scammers, a lot of people asking us for money, so be careful, be careful. And like we keep saying, don't give anybody any money. And I'm going to tell you a little story that happened to us. And I know some XJWs, they really do need help. But unfortunately, Mike and I just don't have the means to help anybody at all. I mean, if we had that means, we'd get better internet and better equipment. So, please don't ask us for money. And even if I did have money, I don't think I could help anybody, because this is what happened to us several years ago. An XJW contacted us, and I actually knew this person. And they told us they were in dire straits. The person they were with, their boyfriend, had kicked them out, and she was living in her car in the Walmart parking lot, and she was begging at the front of Walmart doors, trying to get enough money to get a small studio apartment that she could move into, because she had been kicked out. And he had thrown all her stuff out and, changed locks and all of that, and threatened to kill her. Yeah, it's a bad situation. And Mike and I felt so bad for her that we sent her money. I mean, money that we really couldn't afford. But we scraped together, and sent her a couple $100s. Well, imagine how upset we were to find out that she had not been kicked out. She was still living with the guy. She wasn't homeless. She hasn't lost everything. So, that was very upsetting. And I contacted the person and said, look, Mike lost his job. We really could use that money back. And her response was, well, I thought it was a gift. You never said anything about giving it back. So it's like, okay, you know what? Call it a gift then. Just don't ever ask me for money again. So you can see, why we are very careful about doing that anymore. And like I said, I'm sure there's some genuine people out there that genuinely need help. But I am just not in a position to help anyone. So anyway, just be careful out there, and you know I love you all. You have a wonderful day. Bye.